Welcome to the World News, your daily dose of stories around the globe. I'm Randolf Jamias, here in Naypyidaw. To start off, the Mexican Navy said on Tuesday the seizure of a lab full of chemicals used to make methamphetamine in the western state of Jalisco. Marines burst into the lab in the dense southern forest region of Sierra del Tigre and discovered some 6 tons of chemicals used to make methamphetamine. The seizure included 8 large distilleries, 102 containers with ethyl phenylacetamide, 28 dryers, pots, tubs, and 5 large gas tanks. No arrests were made as the lab had already been abandoned. Commander Mejia said some 30 people may have worked and lived at the lab. Meanwhile, in the UK, British police have initiated the largest search in more than 2 decades in an effort to find a 5-year-old girl who went missing on October 10th in Metropolitan, Mid-Wales. Mark Bridger, the man accused of abducting and murdering the young April Jones, was ordered to be remained in custody until January 11, 2013. Officers have launched a search at Mark Bridger's farmhouse named Mount Pleasant. Police officers were seen digging up paved stones and drilling off doors at the farmhouse as part of their search. A statement by concerned civilians has been posted on the Find April Jones Facebook page, which has support from 2,000 residents in the county. Pink ribbons symbolizing hopes have also been displayed all around Machinilat as a gesture of support for her family. Moving on to the U.S., 2 people have been killed after a parking garage that was still under construction collapsed in Doral, Florida, Wednesday. 1 person remains trapped in the rubble hours after the collapse. 6 crew members were with the person, giving him oxygen and attending to his needs, as others tried to remove heavy debris around him. Another person who had been trapped was rescued. According to reports, several other people were sent to the hospital and several others are still missing. Hundreds of rescuers rushed to the scene when a portion of 5-story parking garage collapsed at the west campus of the Miami-Dade College in Doral, in what authorities call a pancake-style collapse. Let's head to China for the next story. For those who suffer from mental disorders, it is important to learn how to adjust to normal life after being treated. Care centers in cities across China are providing special care for those patients to make a smooth transition back to society. Let's head to Guangzhou province to find out more.
These paintings were done by Li Yongyi. She is receiving rehabilitation therapy in the Chunhui Care Center in Guangzhou. Along with artwork, this center also provides pre-work training and guidance in communication skills.
I feel quite happy every time I finish an embroidery piece, and the teacher here care about us a lot. They teach us skills and help us to cope with our psychological barriers, everything.
A simulated kitchen and shops are provided, offering patients a chance to learn more daily activities.
We aim at rebuilding their confidence and help them to readjust to society through a simulated, comprehensive model.
Relatives of the patients also find themselves less stressed here. Masu's daughter was diagnosed with schizophrenia 10 years ago. At first, the mother was reluctant to accept the reality and refused to tell anyone about her daughter's disease. She said since meeting people at the center, she doesn't feel so uncomfortable about sharing her story.
We made friends here, and it's a good place to communicate with people in a similar situation.
In Guangzhou alone, there are more than 180 such care centers for those suffering from mental disorders. Many have found jobs after their time in the center.
Spending 5 years training here was really helpful. I found a good job in the hotel.
It can be a long period of time before mental patient can get back to normal life after being treated. We need to care for them every step of the way and provide platforms.
Experts are calling for the creation of additional care centers to help further the recovery of mental patients across Chinese communities. Li Chong, CCTV.
Still on health issue, let's head to France. Visitors to Paris Opera Gamier saw La Vie en Rose on Wednesday, when the facade of the building was illuminated pink as part of a breast cancer awareness event. But the light show was just the opening act for a gala organized by French Association to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the pink ribbon, the international symbol for the fight against cancer. British actress Elizabeth Hurley attended the event as a guest of honor and was charged with pressing the button to illuminate the opera's facade. Other guests of honor included Executive Chairman of Estée Lauder Companies, William Lauder, and Henk van der Mark, President of the Association and Estée Lauder France. The theme of this year's contest was Pink Positive, featuring images of hope and optimism in the face of breast cancer.
And it's a phenomenal cause. We've given out more than 122 million pink ribbons in our quest to try to raise awareness amongst women for breast cancer, tell them what they can do if they find something and how they can best defeat breast cancer. And also we've been fundraising for Breast Cancer Research Foundation, and this has been, it was a mission started by Evelyn Lauder, and it's really something that we're very passionate about. We know that if a breast cancer is found early and is localized, there's a 90% chance of a survival. So we like to tell that to as many women as possible, but hopefully the fear will go out of self-examination and mammography, and encourage people to check their own breasts regularly, and if they find something wrong, go to their doctor, because it's a very treatable disease if caught in the early stages.
An exhibition detailing the sometimes amusing, sometimes sinister history of doctored photographs opened at the Metropolitan Museum of Art on Wednesday in New York. Faking It, Manipulated Photography Before Photoshop is an examination of the means and extent photographers and photo editors would go to alter images before the advent of digital technology.
It's easier today. Applications like Photoshop and other digital technology have made the process of manipulating photographs easier, more accessible, and faster than it has ever been before. However, I think that the motivations for manipulating photographs, for political reasons, for artistic reasons, to make a picture look better, more marketable, really have remained fairly consistent.
Feynman said that after the invention of photography in 1839, the medium enjoyed a couple of decades relatively free from manipulation, but that began to change in the 1860s.
Now, in addition to eliminating the people in real life, the regime also eliminated them from the photographic record. So their images were actually airbrushed out of official photographs, and when those photographs were published again, they were gone. It was as if they had never existed.
The exhibit also shows that the Nazi regime also manipulated photographs.
Well, in the early 20th century, there was a lot of use of photo illustration. So photographs were manipulated and presented not exactly as objective factual reports of events, but as illustrations of events. And it's a fine line that isn't crossed much anymore in our current era. But then photography was considered a form of illustration, kind of like drawing. So you could make a photograph of something that never happened, or something where the photographer wasn't present to photograph it, or something that might happen in the future.
The exhibition features a selection of photos that ran in news periodicals, as well as reenactment of the execution of Bruno Richard Hoffman in 1936. The exhibition ran through January 27, 2013. In the world of sports, world #1 and top seed Roger Federer of Switzerland opened his campaign with a 6-3, 7-5 win over qualifier Liu Yen-sun on Wednesday. Federer will take on compatriot Stanislas Wawrinka in the third round. Federer is currently top of the ATP rankings, with former #1 Novak Djokovic second. Unseeded Radek Stepanek beat Richard Gasquet of France, the 11th seed 6-4, 6-4, to advance to the third round. Kei Nishikori's dream run that took him to the Japan Open tennis title last week was cut short in China when he lost 6-2, 1-6, 4-6 to Sam Querrey of the U.S. in the second round. The 14th seed won the first and went 3-1 up in the third before Querrey rallied to beat him.
I have to look ahead. I'm not 22 years old, I'm 25, where I just can keep on playing and see what happens. You know, I have to just have a proper schedule, and that's why I was already looking to 2013 and beyond, you know, just making sure that if I came here, that I was not going to make a mistake. That's why I decided really short term.
Thanks for the company. We'll be right back for more. Please stay with us.